The storm raged outside, a relentless onslaught of rain and wind battering the small, isolated cabin. Lucy sat alone by the fire, the crackling flames doing little to calm her nerves. She had rented the place for a weekend retreat, seeking solitude and quiet. But now, surrounded by the howling wind and eerie creaks of the old wooden structure, she regretted her decision. It began just after sunset. A faint knock at the front door. Tap, tap, tap. She froze, her cup of tea trembling in her hands. The cabin was miles from the nearest town, and the road was nearly impassable in this weather. Who could possibly be out there? Hello. She called hesitantly, her voice barely louder than the storm. No response. Gathering her courage, Lucy approached the door and peered through the peephole. Nothing. Only darkness and sheets of rain cascading down. She hesitated, then turned the lock and cracked the door open.
The icy wind!
But the porch was empty. She shut the door and double-locked it, her heart hammering in her chest. It must have been the wind, she told herself. The storm playing tricks. Hours passed, and the fire dwindled to embers. Lucy dozed fitfully in her chair, her dreams filled with distorted whispers and shadowy figures. She woke with a start to the sound of footsteps soft and deliberate crossing the floor above her. The cabin had no second story. Her breath caught as she stared at the ceiling, the rhythmic creaks growing louder. She grabbed the iron poker from the fireplace, her only weapon, and inched toward the staircase leading to the attic door. She hadn't even known the cabin had an attic until now. The door to the attic was slightly ajar, revealing darkness beyond. The footsteps had stopped, replaced by a faint, rhythmic whisper. It was unintelligible, but the tone was chilling, like a voice speaking just at the edge of comprehension. "Who's there?" she demanded, her voice shaking. The whispering stopped. Dead silence. Then, the door creaked open wider, just enough for Lucy to glimpse a figure standing in the shadows. Its outline was human, but its movements were wrong, jerky, like a puppet on fraying strings. Lucy stumbled back, her heart pounding in her ears. The figure stepped forward, and she saw its face, her own face, twisted into a grotesque grin. Before she could scream, the whispering erupted again, louder this time, surrounding her, suffocating her. The figure lunged, and everything went black. When Lucy awoke, the storm had passed, and sunlight streamed through the windows. The cabin was quiet, serene. But as she moved to stand, she caught her reflection in the fireplace mirror and froze. The face staring back was not her own. It was the grinning visage of the figure from the attic, and from somewhere above, the whispering began again.